on the iHeartRadio app. If you do that from outside of Ohio, tell me where, and we'll make sure that you're on our map of bureau chiefs. If you watch the show, you see that right over Bill's shoulder. Nick listens in Detroit. Norm is a longtime bureau chief in Detroit as well. I saw that ICP, by the way, we're big ICP fans around here. They've launched something called Custom Clown Clips, which to their credit is basically just ripping off Cameo.
I was just going to say.
Cameo, by the way, has upped the cut that they take, because I know what I charge for cameos, and they'll tell you what your cut is after what they take, and it's gone down precipitously. And I've looked at it and I go, huh. Because it's not like I'm making money on Cameo. I just do it, because it's fun and who cares. But anyway, ICP are launching this for juggalos and juggalettes. So if you want a video for birthdays, or you want... Listen, let's say that you've been with someone a long time, and you're a juggalo, she's a juggalette, or vice versa. And the thing that brought you together, I imagine, in a lot of those couples, is the insane clown posse. And when it's time to break up, if that's kind of been your one thing for so long, I can't imagine a better way to end that union than by having Shaggy 2 Dope or Violent J drop the hammer for you. Hey guys, could you break up with my girl? Break up with my guy? Why not? You don't want to hear it from the other person if you're both way into ICP. You met at the gathering, and you've gone to every single one since you met. But now here you are with, I don't know, maybe one of you wants to get out of the life, and the other one's not ready to make that move yet. So you have to go your separate ways. You'll always have the matching Hatchet Man tattoos. But if there were a service where one of the guys in ICP could, leave that message for you, why not? Condolences if you've lost a loved one. I lost a friend of mine this morning, and I've got half a mind to have the insane clown posse record me a message just to make me feel better. So it's something to think about. You're at a time now where we can't hug each other when something bad happens. We can't shake hands when something good happens.
Can't touch tips.
You can't touch tips.
I said to myself.
And to everyone else.
Oh, was it out loud?
Yeah. I heard it. Again, I have finely tuned auditory system here, though, too. But I did hear it. Their videos are $75 a pop. Now, therein lies the problem. If you are a juggalo couple, it's going to take you a while to scrape together $75. If you want both of them together, it's $175. So one of them, $75. Both of them, they figure, one of us is worth $75. Both of us is worth that.
Double that.
And then an extra $50.
Extra $25.
Now, there's a lot of controversy over whether or not Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope actually enjoy each other's company. I think there's been some acrimony over the years between those two guys. But again, as with any band, as with any duo of geniuses, there's going to be a lot of trouble over a 30-year career.
Yeah, there's going to be ups and downs, but they've held it together.
Ups and downs.
They're probably like brothers, right?
I would imagine so. So anyway, that is out there for you. Custom clown clips, even if you're not an ICP fan, frankly. And I'm sure, they'll be getting a lot of people asking them to do magnet videos or some dumb crap like that. But I mean, if you're a real fan, you're not going to waste their time with that.
Water, fire, air, and dirt. In magnets, how do they work?
They already asked you the question. They're not going to have an answer for you. To the best of my knowledge, I don't know that they've ever figured it out. They're not scientists, they're artists.
I think if you continue listening to the song, they're not all that concerned with it.
So it was more of a rhetorical question, you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. I see.
There's more pressing matters in the ICP community.
Yeah. Speaking of Norm, one of our bureau chiefs in Detroit, he hit me up and said that Michigan is almost up to 1,000 deaths from coronavirus. They have 4 times what Ohio has.
We have 100. I think I saw 192.
Something like that. Michigan has over. The state of Ohio has more people in it than the state of Michigan, but they have quadruple the number of cases and deaths. They have 1,000 deaths and 20,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. My older children live there. My wife's family is all there. She's from the Detroit area.
I didn't realize Ohio
that makes both of us very, very nervous. That we take absolutely no pleasure at all in knowing that information is that bad in Michigan. Say what?
I wasn't aware that Michigan had less people than Ohio did. I thought Michigan.
Our cities are more concentrated: Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati.
So all but I mean, just because I thought
they have Detroit, and then the rest. I mean, there are big swaths of Michigan that are uninhabited.
No one lives in the UP.
Nobody?
No, people live there, but it's
vastly just wildlife.
Very sparse.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's like northern Canada.
Closer to a bear than you are a human at any point up there, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Bears and Trump signs is all you'll see that far north.
I mean,
Dirty D?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Those are like wildlife people, man. They're like...
Dirty D.
Dirty Detroit.
Oh.
You can just call it Detroit.
Yeah.
No, I was
just call it Dirty Detroit. You just call it Detroit.
Which is the D.
Which is where Kareem and Coffee, or Coffee and Kareem takes place, which is the new episode of Flicks and Bill. There you go.
In Detroit.
Yeah.
Listen, I was on in Detroit for many years. I'm a big fan of that city. As I said, my wife's family is from there. And we were just there not long ago for a wedding, the beginning of the year. And so I have a lot of affinity for that state and that city, and it's awful to see what's going on there. So that's Norm in Detroit. So, listen, this might be, and I'm not accusing them of being opportunist, but this might be the perfect time for ICP to launch something like this when a lot of people might need a message from someone that they admire and respect to send a, little message for, Hey, guys, it's us, the Insane Clown Posse.
Is the gathering canceled?
Don't know about that. Probably. Maybe.
We have to go camp and do a live show, remember?
And by the way, if there was ever a group of people that couldn't give a fat ass about the coronavirus, it's probably going to be juggalos.
Because they be tripping.
But I just, that. But I also imagine that they would be really, really upset. It was set for mid-July, I thought, in Indiana. It's always in
I thought it was here. It's like Hinckley or something.
No, I thought it's always like Somewheresville, Indiana, or Ohio. I think this year's gathering...
Not Hinckley, for sure.
Is
Not
in
Hinckley.
The Ledges.
Nelson's Ledges.
But that was a couple of years ago.
I thought that's why everybody was hitting us up, is because it was in Ohio this year.
Not this year. I think maybe year before last. 2020.
They were like, send Cody.
I think it is in. I think it's in Indiana this year. It's been announced for June 21st.
If it's in June, then it's probably going to get canceled.
It probably is going to get canceled. No, Nelson's Ledges.
Yeah,
okay, I'm sorry.
Because everybody kept hitting us up, and we did a whole segment talking about this.
We did, but I was thinking that it was still in Indiana. August 5th through the 8th at Nelson's Ledges.
Oh my God, we're going.
Okay, so
it might still be doable.
We can social distance at the gathering.
You can't social distance.
We can do
you
it.
want to be within a sniff's distance from somebody
I want a big bubble.
at the gathering.
They have those. You can
The things that you walk across water with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fight.
I want one of those.
Run into each other.
Boy, could you imagine a more triumphant return to society than for your first outing to be the gathering of the
yes.
Juggalos?
That's too much. That's the one where we'd be like, you know what? Shelter in place is fine. I'm good with that.
You don't want to go, Bill?
Nah, I'm all right.
Juggalos be trippin', yo.
Well, the tickets are on sale. There is no comment that it has been postponed. Not that I can see, anyway. Now, I'm looking right at juggalonews.com.
Oh, my gosh.
They are first and foremost. They're like the CNN of ICP.
The JN.
So I don't know that, I don't know that it's been postponed. But anyway, custom clown clips for you if you're a fan. Something worth looking into. Also, when they finally, we mentioned this before, I think it stands to reason that when things do start to open up a bit, everything's going to be super cheap.
Oh, yeah.
Because business they need to kind of get back up and running. The business itself would love to jack their prices up to make up for time lost, but I think the laws of supply and demand are going to, that's not really going to make it possible. I saw that already, like right now, flights are super cheap. You can go anywhere for like $60.
I can't believe people are still. I mean,
People
I know
are
I've
still
said
flying.
That,
Yeah.
are hotels any cheaper?
Airlines are cutting summer flights up to 90%. Damn. So there won't be many of them, but you're still going to be able to get around. 90%. By the way, this is great news for Tom Brady.
Why is that?
Cheap flights. He's going to be flying a lot, He doesn't have a lot of money. This is great news for him.
He's got so much money.
No, I don't think so.
He's got so much money.
That's not what I read. He is living in Tampa. Mm-hmm. By the way, I don't know anything about Tom Brady. I do like his rationale, though. They were like, why Tampa when L.A. wanted him? And he goes, well, my son lives in New York, and I want to stay close to him. But you were living in Boston. So why didn't you just stay there instead of Tampa? Which, anyway, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But that's what he said, is that, well, I went to Tampa. First of all, any team would have taken Tom Brady. It's not like he had Tampa or L.A.
Right, he could have gone
as
to
his
the Jets.
choices. He could have gone anywhere.
The Giants or wherever. But yeah.
So I don't he's got a kid with Bridget Moynihan. And they live in New York. And so
Bobby's
he said,
sister?
I want to stay. Huh? Not Bobby's brother.
I didn't know he had a kid.
Sister. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he hooked up with Giselle when she was pregnant, right? The kid wasn't even born yet.
I didn't know that.
He and Bridget Moynihan. Yeah, she had the bun in the oven, and I think he hooked up with Giselle. But he said that he wants to stay close to his son who lives in New York, and so that's why he's going to Tampa.
That's not a very long flight, though.
No, it's like 2.5 hours, but
Right.
still, it's like, why didn't you just stay in Boston?
Because he didn't want to be on the Patriots anymore.
Why didn't he go to the Jets?
Because they
Why didn't he go to the Giants?
Oh, they both have young quarterbacks, so they weren't really looking for him.
Yeah. Anywho, whatever. He's living in Jeter's house down in Tampa.
Like renting it, or did he buy it?
He was on Stern the other day.
Yes.
Kind of spilling a bunch of beans, which he's always been pretty closed off when it comes to interviews, and then he goes on Stern and he's just like, I smoked weed in high school and blah blah blah.
Well, yeah, because he didn't have the Belichick clampdown anymore. Like he didn't have to be Tom Brady from the New England Patriots.
Right.
But isn't that something, though? ESPN is scraping for content. They're going from the bottom of the barrel, playing old games and stuff, and he goes on Howard Stern instead of going to ESPN.
Well, it's not the only thing he did. He's been doing a lot of press.
I didn't see him on SportsCenter or ESPN.
Do you watch a lot of SportsCenter?
No, but I would see it floating around.
No, but I could see
The interviews, because the interview with Howard Stern already went viral because he was talking about Trump.
He called into one of the shows on ESPN.
But he's not going to give them the same stuff because he's had that relationship with ESPN for 20 years. He goes on Stern,
And he doesn't know Stern.
But he's got to be. But he has to be
knows about
professional.
Stern.
He has to be
Yeah.
professional Tom Brady everywhere else. Yeah.
But going on Stern, he gets to kind of cut loose a little bit.
But I did like that he said that he had to change a few things up because Giselle wasn't happy. Even Tom Brady, a guy who under any other circumstances could look at his wife and go, like it or bite it. I don't know what to tell you, baby. But
makes more money than him.
She makes her own money, right?
It's hot.
But they've been together a long time. What's she going to do? Walk?
Debatable.
No.
Okay.
She's getting a little long in the tooth,
This guy.
Mary.
Yeah.
This guy.
So you could really look at that one of two ways. You could look at it from the perspective of, wow, even Tom Brady, after all these years, was like, my Giselle wasn't satisfied with the state of things, and so I had to change a couple of things up.
Does he say what he had to change up?
I think he skipped like the preseason daily workouts or something one summer. I don't think it was the move to Tampa, because why the hell would she want to go to Tampa? Although it probably does, quicker flight home to Brazil. So, yeah, he said she wasn't satisfied. The other way you look at that is, here's a guy who could have put his boot in her ass and said, well,
It is, yeah.
tough TT.
Do you have kids?
But he didn't do that. I
Yeah.
got a couple. Maybe he likes to tongue his son or something, right?
Oh, yeah.
kiss
Kiss
him on
his
the
son
mouth.
on the
Don't
mouth.
say it like that.
Hey, they took that kiss was weird.
He had a long
Tongue his son.
He had a long mouth kiss with his son. Now, as someone who still kisses his father on the lips,
You do?
Come on.
I've mentioned this when the
I
Tom
know,
Brady
but it's
thing
still
first broke.
Shocking.
Well,
Why?
My family's never done that. It makes me really uncomfortable to see.
I kissed
Definitely.
both my parents on the lips.
I accidentally kissed my dad on the lips one time.
Did he feel all gay about
No,
it?
he just like
I feel like your dad would be like,
I was like
come here with that queer stuff.
I was
You're
like 10
gay
years
about
old. I was like 10 years old, but he just was moving and like he moved his face and I accidentally kissed him on the lips and it was just like, well, that was weird. But
Yeah.
like we never mentioned it or anything, but it was just like
We don't
you
talk
could tell
about
we're
this,
like,
son.
no, we don't do that. We're not doing that.
Well, I guess
And
it
was
just
like,
never-
I didn't mean to do that.
In my family, I guess it just never ended. Like
Yeah.
I did that as a kid, and it never ended.
Yeah.
How do you do
Because-
a breakup?
Because when I was the only one to leave the area. I mean, I left for college and never went back. So when I see them, that's how I greet them.
Do you think that they would be heartbroken if you were like, Mom, Dad, I'm not gonna kiss you on the lips anymore.
Or you
I
just
find
do
it
the
inappropriate.
cheek move.
But at
real
this
quick?
point, but
I'm
I
not
feel
even
like
really a
that. I
kisser
feel
with
like
my
that.
family.
But I feel like that would be weirder if I kissed my dad on the cheek.
No,
like just
not even.
getting rid of it altogether and just going in for a hug or something. That's fine. But I do, and it never. I never give it a second thought. It never occurs to me.
I
I
have
feel like
never-
I'm a big forehead kisser.
On adults,
On my family.
a forehead kisser.
When
Now
like
that's
I'm
weird.
thinking about hugging like my mom.
But
I
you
feel
got to
like
go
I
out
kiss
of
her on
your
her
way.
forehead.
You got to go out of your way to do that.
Not
No.
my mom's the same height as me. So I feel like if I hug my mom, I like kiss her. I feel like I kiss her on
Well,
the forehead.
listen, people should do what they want to do.
Or just touch her cheek.
Yeah.
See,
Put
I'll do
your
that with my
cheeks next to
kids.
each
Like
other.
when I like give them a hug and then I'll kiss them on their forehead or the top of the head.
My niece,
Something
I
like
always
that.
kiss on the top of the head. Yeah, right
but
there.
I'm never like the guy that's like, give me a kiss on the cheek or anything. Like I don't like. It's just one of those things where like because I'm taller than them, it makes
Yeah.
sense. It's just boom, showing affection, and but I don't want to make it. I don't know. It's not. But even with my mom and stuff like that, we've never been kissy. We've never been a kissy family at all.
It also depends on if you have any European friends because you have to do each cheek on them.
With my dad, we do the hug and we'll put like our cheeks next to each other and make a kissing noise, but we won't actually
Mwah.
kiss
You'll go,
each other.
mwah.
Well, yeah, like
Yeah.
you'll like put your face right there and just go, like you make the kissing noise, but your
okay.
cheeks are touching.
I
if
kissed
that
my
makes
mom on
sense.
the cheek, but I have never once ever kissed my dad at all. Like, and I know him. Obviously, I know he's my dad, but I feel like I would call the police if he tried to kiss me. I'm calling the police. Yeah, I don't know. That's
Surviving
weird.
Poundcake's father.
That's why he likes that documentary.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, so now granted, the next time, whenever it is that I get to go home and see my family,
No
I
more.
won't be doing that. I'll be wrapped head to toe in saran wrap, so it won't be an issue. But I'll probably maybe discontinue that. I don't know. I mean, how do you discontinue that? If my dad's coming in for it,
Turn
what
your
am I going to
face.
do?
Like a girl on a first date who isn't into it. Just a
You-
quick cheek turn and
You
then
just
he gets
stop
you
him.
My
Your
dad
middle
and I-
finger. You go no.
on his lips. Right on
My
his
my
lips.
dad and I go, shh, 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 don't speak.
Just go.
Don't speak. Just go.
FaceTime kissies are the best.
My dad and I have had many, many dates over the course of my 48 years.
How
So-
many? 12, 13?
Oh boy, too many to count. Too many to count.
Wow, what a lucky boy.
Too many to count. I love my dad. He's a weird bird sometimes, but I love my dad. He's just a very he's a quiet dude. He's an observer, but he's very funny. He's brilliant.
That's why you like kissing him on the mouth.
I'm just a hard person to read. You know what I mean? I remember when I told my parents that I was talking to my ex-wife about getting divorced. My dad was grilling at the time. And he goes, what drugs are you on? Was my dad's answer.
What drugs are you on?
Dad, I'm not on drugs. We're talking about getting a divorce. I am not on drugs. Everybody in my family assumes that I'm going crazy to some degree.
Didn't
and
your
because
brother
of
get divorced twice?
No.
I thought you said your brother got divorced.
My middle brother's been married for like 25 years. My younger brother, I mean, he will have 2 divorces under his belt, but he...
Did your parents give him a hard time? Why are they all on you?
Yeah, it's not all on me. I think because for a long time I was, because I was the oldest, and I think for a long time I seemed the most stable. I mean, I obliterated that later on, but I think for a while they thought that something had to be wrong if I wasn't making, because listen, when you leave home, that's kind of when your family stops knowing who you are.
Yeah.
And if you don't come back, you go through a lot of changes that they're not privy to. It's not their fault.
And they're religious. Right? So if they're
They're not like Bible thumpers.
but they probably don't believe in divorce.
Well, divorce didn't exist in my family until me and my brother.
That's what I'm saying.
So
So
it's
they're
a-
probably like, he can't be falling out of love. It's got to be drugs. There's got to be a reason. You don't just get divorced, you know?
Yeah, well, there's always a reason. Sure, I was just curious why they landed on drugs.
What drug would make you divorce your wife? Is that meth? Is that... What drug makes you do that?
Cocaine. I think there's.
Cocaine?
I mean,
All
it
of
can
them?
be. It can be any drug.
I don't think weed would make you get divorced.
Usually
They
it's Poontang.
That's the
Is
drug.
the- yeah.
The
Yeah,
drug of
that's
the
a drug of mine.
ladies.
Yeah.
It's a powerful one.
How would you know?
I got one.
Don't.
He got a drug, Bill. He got a drug. Brady's first choice is San Francisco. They denied him because of Janine Garofalo. Well, I'll tell you what, because he's a California boy, so
Right.
he probably would have preferred to go home. But
That's not
he could have
in
gone to
line
LA.
with the. Yeah, there was. He could have been with the Chargers.
Alan, I kiss my dog on the top of his head. Now, see, that's where you and I part ways, my friend. Always, always kiss your dog on the butthole.
Couldn't even get through that one, huh? I kiss my cat on the head.
Oh, it's so stupid.
I kiss my cat on her body.
It's so
Yeah.
stupid.
In the
You
morning
kiss
when
your animal.
When
I kiss my cat.
I kiss my dog on the top of her head.
I'll like lay on my cat like she's a pillow sometimes. She hates it. I'll lay on her and I'll like kiss her back or something.
No.
Lay on the cat.
I miss my dog. I like
You've been
that
away
dog
from
a
her for
lot.
like 2 hours.
I know, she's fun.
Easy.
She's
Defensive?
cute. She's not like a dumb cat. She's actually cool.
Okay, here we go. I've been in my relationship for 5 years. Your relationship is still new, so that's why you're
I'm in
so
the
into
honeymoon
it.
phase.
You're in the honeymoon phase. Me and the cat, we live our own separate lives.
I think that's the way to go, too.
think so.
You guys are
too.
alone together.
We're alone together.
Hashtag Octothorpe alone together.
She sits at the other end of the couch until I go lay on her. She
Yeah.
hates it. We go to bed.
Let's keep this professional.
Right.
All right, if you want to shoot a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com for everything else. We'll be back after these.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 Double.